Tonight we are in Boston for the very first time, and we are having dinner at the Union Oyster House. So what we have been told is this is one of the very oldest restaurants here in Boston, and we are super excited. And along with Josh and I tonight, as usual, we have our friends Matt, Ashley, and Mark, and they're actually going to go with us.
Except for Mark.
Mark's close enough. But we are super excited to be here tonight. As soon as we walked in the door, they were actually shucking oysters right there, and it was really cool to watch that. And they've delivered the cornbread already, and we have ordered our food, so we are ready to dig in.
So ye old Union Oyster House, which was established in 1826, is located on the Freedom Trail here, and it's a pretty cool place. It's a little tight in here. It's a little loud, but it's lively, and hopefully the food's going to be great. If you're wondering about the butter spreadability, the butter is the grasslands butter or whatever, and I had to put it underneath my leg, in between the seat and my leg, to heat it up so I could spread on my cornbread. But all in all, it's pretty good. We've got some chowder coming out and some good food. Oysters. Oh boy, I love oysters. So super excited. Let's eat.
You got this.
Well, tonight I'm having my first raw oyster.
YOLO.
We did shots earlier, and now we're doing oysters.
Yep. Better.
Yeah.
Have you ever done? Don't you swallow it.
It tastes like a mussel. Just cold. It's good.
Let me hit it on
You gonna do another one then?
It's very salty. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It does taste like the ocean.
It tastes like New
No.
England.
You know what tastes like the ocean? Is sea urchin.
So we got the clam chowder and the oysters, which were freaking fantastic. Love them. Very good. Here they serve them with horseradish. They have their own house-made cocktail sauce, and then a little bit of Tabasco. They got some lemon on there. Really, really good. There's not really, if you're kind of thinking about someplace where they have like the oyster bar and you can kind of pick like different species, different things like that. They don't have that here, but they're still really good. I'm sure they were probably just plucked right out of the water. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe earlier today or yesterday, I don't know. But absolutely fantastic. Definitely recommend that you get them while you're here. And then I'm not really going to talk about the chowder. I'm going to let Taylor talk about it, because I'd be interested to know what she thinks compared to the one that was on the West Coast that we just had a couple weeks ago.
So we actually had a full round of clam chowder. We all had a cup of it, and it was very good. It was nice and creamy. There was some potato in there, clam. It was seasoned very well. To be honest, I would actually have to have the San Francisco versus the Boston side by side to be able to tell you which one was better, because I honestly don't remember what the San Francisco one tasted like in comparison to this one. But this one was really good. I loved the consistency of the like cream base. It's very good.
So for my entree tonight, I went with the ye olde seafood platter. This is deep fried shrimp, clams, calamari, oysters, and filet of fish topped with onion rings and fries across the bottom. So it's pretty good. This is, I think most of the time when I go to a seafood place kind of like this, I usually go with kind of like the fried platter, which is really good. And for whatever reason, I always forget that it tends to be a lot of food, and I can never finish it all. But with that being said, I love the combination of calamari, the shrimp, onion rings on this. I mean, everything is just fantastic. Breading's very light, still nice and crunchy, and seasoned really well. So it was really good.
I went with the pan-seared shrimp and scallops, not scallops, scallops, over rice and sun-dried creamy sauce. Big fan of the freshness of the scallops and the shrimp. I'm going to guess pulled right out of the sea over the last 24 hours. Rice, a little overcooked in my opinion. Big fan of the tomato sauce.
I got the crab cakes and I got a side of mashed potatoes. The crab cakes were very good. They had lots of crab in them and they were very tasty.
The broiled scallops, and they had breadcrumbs and butter and rice pilaf, and they were very fresh and very good, I would say. So I would recommend.
For my meal tonight, I had the Lazy Man's Lobster. This is chunks of lobster meat baked with breadcrumbs, cream, and sherry wine. I was expecting very small pieces of lobster in this. I was kind of almost expecting along the lines of like a seafood dip, if you will. However, the first bite I had was a huge lobster claw and a lot of lobster in there, so this was very wonderful. I loved the cream and sherry sauce. I liked the breadcrumbs on top. They were nice and crunchy and added some texture in there. And the lobster was cooked perfectly. There was a ton in there, so this was 2 thumbs up from me.
All right, so we just finished eating inside at
Union Oyster House.
That was pretty good.
It was good. Matt picked our dining reservation for tonight. We were
so.
just told where to go, so we showed up and we had a really good time. Got to see a little bit of Boston here and enjoy some good dinner, some seafood. And I tried oysters raw. Actually, I've had oysters before, but I had my first raw oyster tonight.
Proud of
it was
you.
very good.
Proud of you. Good job. Yeah, it was really good. I don't know what else to say. I would definitely come back and eat here again.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, there's just so many places to try right down here in Boston, and I think that if we come back, we are going to have to try something else because there's just so many different options. But let us know if you have ever been to Boston and if you have ever dined at Union Oyster House.